Hello, everyone. For my humanities project, I chose to research immigrant experiences in the restaurant industry. The specific research question I wanted to answer was, how do immigrant restaurant owners' experiences reflect the goals of the American dream? The reason I was interested in this field of research was because I have worked in the restaurant industry for over 3 years now at Chipotle. Over the time, I've met many individuals who originate from places worldwide, and from that underlying experience, I wanted to research the struggles and benefits of running a restaurant from the perspective of an immigrant. After reaching out to over 23 immigrant-owned restaurants, 4 agreed to participate in a survey and a follow-up interview. The process of reaching out to restaurants was at random. The only requirement was that the restaurant needed to be immigrant-owned and operated. The goal was to have multiple perspectives on the restaurant industry and identify what the American dreams meant to the participants in the who were surveyed. In the multiple interviews, I asked questions regarding the restaurant industry atmosphere, whether there has been any racial backlash, and the profitability and sustainability of running a restaurant. The most tangible aspect of my research was through the completion of the survey. Here are some of the findings based on the data. Of the 4 restaurants interviewed, all said their establishments were profitable. Between the 4 restaurants, 75 people were employed. Of those employed, 54% were immigrants from various countries. 3 out of the 4 participants believed that they had achieved the American dream. 1% said they neither agreed nor disagreed. Every restaurant said that while the industry can be challenging, it was a fulfilling career path. Now transitioning over to the owners of these restaurants and their experiences in the industry. Asian Spice is owned by wife and husband Joyce Tong and Philip Tong. Mr. Tong was a chef at a 5-star luxury resort in Hong Kong, where he gained valuable experience. Despite that success, when he and his wife came to America, they worked at a fast food restaurant for well over a decade, saving up money until they opened Asian Spice. Now, the restaurant is a well-respected business in the Tucson area, but despite that success, the restaurant has received racial backlash when customers harassed their waitstaff over several different occasions. While not consistent, this behavior has occurred over the past 15 years of operating Asian Spice. Hello Vietnam Pho and Roll is a newer restaurant operated by Fear. Fear comes from Malaysia, but after turning 19, he came to America, where he studied engineering at the University of Arizona. After working in plastic manufacturing for many years, he then transitioned to opening Hello Vietnam Pho and Roll. The restaurant is now in its 3rd year of operation, and Fear continues to innovate its menu to reach a broader market while retaining traditional Vietnamese pho. George Shankul left Iraq under the rule of Saddam Hussein in the 80s because of the persecution he faced because of his religion. After fleeing Iraq, he stayed in Greece for several years, learning to cook various Mediterranean foods. Soon, he immigrated to America, where he worked in the Detroit auto industry for many years. But in 1999, he shifted his whole career and went to Arizona to start a business, to start Saba's Mediterranean Kitchen. However, shortly after unfortunately, in 2001, the 9/11 attacks occurred, and because of his skin color and his racial identity, he was targeted by locals in his community, and his business was harassed by many individuals. However, his loyal clientele continued to support him and his business. After lasting through 9/11, 2008, and COVID-19, George Shankul retired, leaving his daughter Elizabeth to own and operate the business. What did I take away? Ultimately, my participants demonstrated that running a business is already difficult, compounded by the difficulty of appealing to the American consumer, which has a broad taste. I have immense respect for what these individuals provided for both their local communities and also immigrant communities who came to America. However, another riveting trend I saw while conducting the interviews and surveys is the weight placed on traditional American education. Despite the participants having an excellent education abroad, it was almost immediately considered subpar to traditional American education by both employers and universities alike. Many of the participants had to, in some way, go back to school or start at the bottom of the business sector they were already established in. It was peculiar because my participants, in most cases, were successful in their home countries. Still, they took a lower-level job when coming to America, which befuddled me. Some of my critiques of the data collection and some of the things like that is, ultimately, I did not collect enough data to measure a broader sense of being an immigrant and running a restaurant in Arizona. While reaching out to over 23 restaurants, that is a mere fraction of immigrant-owned restaurants in Arizona. Additionally, there could be a level of success bias because these restaurants are now thriving, providing a incomplete understanding of a broader industry. Most restaurants, roughly 20% of restaurants out of, let's say, out of 5 restaurants, only one of those restaurants will actually survive in 5 years. So it's even more impressive what my participants accomplished. Ultimately, future work can examine how ASU could support individuals new to the United States by supporting their academic endeavors through scholarships, identifying ways to incorporate the education received from their native countries, and supporting new businesses and industries that are immigrant-owned and operated. Overall, I thank Professor Takata, Professor Bovard, and Professor Lester. I could have not done my level of work without the feedback I have received. Thank you all for your time. And that's all of my presentation. Thank you.